What does it mean to be truly healthy, especially as we're reaching our senior years? Well, let me start by quoting the World Health Organization's definition of health. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. I like to add spiritual health to that as well. So, just because you've not been diagnosed with a life-threatening disease, it does not necessarily mean that you're healthy. Health is not just the absence of disease. It is when all the systems are operating at an optimal level. Some health experts believe actually that up to 80% of all disease in the U.S. are diet-related. I tend to agree with that. Let's take a look at history. The incidence of cancer in 1945 was 1 in 3,000 people. That's about the same time we started inventing DDT and the petrochemical agriculture became popular. The increase in overall pesticide use since 1945 is 3,000%. Today, the incidence of cancer in some cases 1 in 3 people. Why is it that we, a relatively abundant nation, are among the most undernourished and unhealthy people in the world? Are we overfed but undernourished? Could it have something to do with what we are eating? Well, let's take a look at what we are really consuming. Most of the grain, fruit, and vegetable we consume are grown in nutrient-poor soil. As an example, let's follow the journey of a wheat berry, starting with the soil. The soil is usually nutrient-poor because the field is used over and over again. The farmers often don't have time to leave the land for a season to get it remineralized, and they often don't use natural compost to bring nutrients back in the soil. Some farmers have figured out that a couple of chemicals added to the depleted soil can make plants or fruits or vegetables grow. So that's often added to the soil instead of the rich minerals that are supposed to be in there naturally. Then, as the seed grows into a plant, a large number of pesticide, insecticide, and fungicide are sprayed on there to keep the bugs away. And when the wheatberry plant is done growing, it's transported to the mill. At the mill, the wheat bran is removed because the wheat bran goes rancid really easy, so it's high priority to get that out of the way so the flour will stay fresh a lot longer. Unfortunately, the wheat bran is where we get our fibers from and most of our B vitamins. Now, the wheat germ, which is the inside of the wheat berry, is also removed, which again is unfortunately because in there you find the wheat germ oil that's a natural source of vitamin E. So what's left is pretty much just empty starch. And that's what goes into the market. Except one more thing happened to it. And that is, since we like to see things looking real clean and pretty, wheat bleats the flour. So your commercial white flour is actually bleached. I'll explain more details about flours and the difference between the different flours we have available to us in the cooking video coming up. But you definitely want to get an unbleached flour. You definitely want something that's been organically grown so it doesn't have spray on it. The same thing happens with fruits and vegetables. What about canned food and prepackaged food? Well, they're often heavy processed, high in salt, and have very little nutritional value. I call them dead food. Most prepackaged dry food are also filled with artificial color, artificial flavoring, additives, and preservatives. Sulfur dioxide found in most dry fruit and food can even be toxic, especially to the elderly and children with respiratory problems. MSG, monosodium glutamate, can cause headache and tightness in the chest. Nitrates, which is most often found in lunch meat and hot dogs, are a proven cancer-causing substance, and so on and so on and so on. Now let's talk meat. Most meats have growth hormones added to them that we in return ingest, including from the milk. So, question, could some of those hormones in the meat have anything to do with why children are physically maturing earlier than they were before? Well, it could. Chickens are usually fed and dipped in antibiotic before they arrived at the store. Could ingesting meat with antibiotic get our bodies to resist prescription antibiotics? We don't know for sure yet, but it's something to watch out for. So, if you choose to stay a meat eater after we're done with all these videos, may I encourage you to look for organic meat. My favorite meat is cold-water wild-caught fish. Wild-caught is the key word here. Stay far away from farm-raised fish with the added colors and all the other stuff they put in there. And if you want more information on meats and stats and what's in them and what's going on, a book I would recommend for you is by John Robinson, and it's called Diet for a New America. So, as you can see, we load our bodies with toxins and eat food that are lacking nutrients. No wonder we're feeling tired, blue, and lifeless. My goal for this video series is to show you how to decrease toxins in your life and how to increase healing nutrients in your body. Imagine with me for a moment what happened to somebody who eats all the dead toxic food I just mentioned. Do you think that this person will continue to crave food to satisfy the need for nutrients? It will. And what do you think the results are? You're right. Systematic overeating. No wonder we're getting bigger and bigger as our food gets more and more depleted. Not to mention the fact that we eat more and more toxins every year. The next few videos in this series will show you how to shop for healthy foods, and I'll teach you how to replace toxic, nutrient-dead food with clean, wholesome ingredients, as well as how to cook healthier meals by switching a few things around without you having to go on a program. Let's first to a local health food store so I can show you how to make some healthier food selection. See you next time.